E aí, pessoal, boa noite. Tudo bem? Bom, vocês já sabem qual é a nosso esquema aqui, né? Eu começo falando em português e estou mandando essa live para a maior quantidade de bateristas, amigos e amigas possível, tá? Então, eu vou falando alguma coisa em português, alguma coisa em inglês, depois nós chamamos nossa convidada. Hello, people. Just a few moments to bring our guests for tonight. Molly Rose, but I have to send this streaming for our friends. Please do the same. Send this streaming for your friends, drummers, guitar players, singers, whatever. Send this streaming for your friends and let's share the Molly Rose streaming with us. It will be so great. Pela primeira vez, pessoal, nós temos aqui uma baterista de country. Vocês vão gostar demais. Eu achei demais. É super simpática. E desculpe o atraso, você que está nos Estados Unidos, desculpe o atraso, ok? Então, vamos lá. Eu vou fazer alguns avisos em português, depois nós começamos aqui no inglês, ok? Então, pessoal, boa noite. Hoje, quinta-feira, 17 de março, começamos muito bem esse mês de março com uma baterista sensacional dos Estados Unidos, Molly Rose. Vai mostrar para a gente aqui muita coisa bacana. Ó, meu pai aí na área. Vai mostrar muita coisa bacana para nós sobre bateria, sobre a bateria no country. E daqui a pouco vamos falar com ela. Mas eu quero já passar um spoiler para vocês. Em maio nós estamos de volta com o festival, o GirlsOnDrumsFestival, em maio. Fique atento, fique atenta para que a gente possa, vocês possam estar inteirados aí de tudo que vai estar acontecendo em maio. Não vou falar quem são as artistas. Fala, Carol, fica por aí. Não vou falar quem são as artistas, mas em maio o festival está de volta, certo? Então, vamos curtir hoje essa streaming com a Molly Rose, direto de Los Angeles. E vou passar para o meu inglês macarrônico aqui, mas que vai funcionar, ok? Ok, people, thank you for being here tonight with us. Tonight we have a really, really special drummer from the United States, Molly Rose, country drummer. I hope that you enjoy because I'm so excited to learn more about country drumming. But before, I just want to say something for you. In 2 months, in May, we are back with Girls on Drums Festival. Really, Girls on Drums Festival. 3 drummers here in my city, Curitiba, Brazil. 3 drummers. I have to say that I'm so happy, and all the companies are so happy too. I don't have no spoiler right now, but stay tuned because we have so much things to show to you about this festival. I'm so happy that the festival are returning, and we have so many good plans for this year and next year. Okay, so stay tuned here in Instagram, our social medias, okay, for know more about festival. We are back. Okay, so tonight we have Molly Rose from United States. I'm so happy. Molly Rose is a real country drummer and so lovely with us. And for you people in LA, sorry because did a little confusion about time and hour as always. LA is always so confusing for me. But no problem. We are right now 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's call Molly Rose.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Hey, where are you? Okay, Molly. Okay.
Cool.
Are you on Instagram, Molly?
Yes. Oh, do you want me to go on Instagram on my phone too?
Just waiting for Molly coming on Instagram.
Okay. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, okay. A little bit of drummer charming.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
Okay, I just requested to join, if you can hear me.
Any problem?
Oh, I requested to join. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm send you invite
Oh,
to
okay,
you.
cool. There we go. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, here we
Awesome.
go.
Okay, awesome. I'll turn that down. Cool.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, right now, right? Really, really, really sorry for the inconvenience for the time hour.
Oh, no
It's
worries.
always, yeah, it's I have to say, I have to confess one thing for you. Our first international guest 2 years ago was from Turkey.
Okay.
Uh, I forgot her name. The blue hair, Mio, the drummer. Do you
Okay.
know from Turkey?
I
Can
don't
you
think
imagine?
so.
Yeah, can you imagine for us? It will have to be 11 p.m. and
Oh, wow.
for her it was about 8 a.m. So we did some kind of confusion, and we started for us one 11 p.m. and for her 7 a.m.
Oh, wow. Oof.
It,
Wow.
it was so confusion. So
Yeah.
we are good right now.
Yes, we're good.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Molly, for accepting our invitation for this streaming. I'm
Of
so happy
course.
having you being part of family. And please, people, don't be shy sending your questions for Molly or your comments. You can write down here on the comments or using the question two box down below. Send your questions. Don't lose this chance. Okay?
Sounds good.
Yeah, Molly, let's start talking about your beginning on music or
Okay.
drum. Tell us about how the things started for you.
Good question. Let's see. When I was like 4, my parents actually just like bought me a drum set. I don't really know. They might be in here. If they're in here, they can say why they bought me a drum set. But they just bought me like a little drum set when I was like 4. And then pretty much after that, I just started playing. I never really like saw a drummer and then was like, "Oh, I want to start playing drums." It was more like my parents just gave me a drum set and then I just kept going with it throughout the years, I guess. So I got a first act drum set when I was probably like 7 or 8. So then that's when I kind of started taking it more seriously, I guess, when you're 7 or 8. And then I started taking lessons when I was probably maybe 10. And then I started playing in elementary school. And then I started playing throughout middle school and high school. And then now I'm in college for drums. So yeah, that's kind of how it started.
Yeah, so pretty fast.
Yeah, no, it's pretty fast. Yeah, it was.
So, do you remember the very first drum groove that you tried to play on drums?
Good question. I remember when I first started taking lessons, I would listen to a lot of like kind of like Day to Remember, kind of like rockier stuff. So it was probably something rock, just kind of like an easy rock thing. That's probably what I first started out learning.
Yeah, I asked it because I started to play drums at 13 years old,
Nice.
and you start with 7, maybe 7.
Yeah.
So uh, I don't have students right now with 7 years. I have with 10 and 11. But I know that something like rock or rock drum fills works well. But
Yeah.
at that time, you liked country music?
No, actually, I didn't. When I first started drumming and when I was younger, I would listen to a lot of I didn't really have, like, a genre that I can really think of that I, like, loved. I would just listen to a lot of, like, whatever was on the radio kinda stuff, and like I said, like, rock, A Day to Remember, like, System with a Down, kinda stuff that had, like, cool drums in it that kinda got me, like, interested in drumming. And then I got into country music probably when I was in, like, I would say 8th grade. So I was probably I think you're like 13 or 14. So, yeah, I remember my sister started listening to country, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like, what is that? Like, why are you listening to country music?" And then it was, like, on my iPod, like, on my iTunes account when iPods were a thing. And so then I started listening to country one day, and then I just became obsessed with it after that. So that's kind of how I got into it.
Yeah, because I know that country drumming is so special.
Mm,
Is like a really a totally different world from
yeah.
rock drumming. And I don't know. Do you know Nashville? I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, I am. Of course, it's a full question. Uh, so, tell us about the difference for you at that time when you was listening to System of Down
Mhm.
and start to hearing country music, about what the difference about
Hmm.
the drum style.
Good question. Let's see. When I kind of first started, because with country music, it's really interesting because country is a very broad term. I mean, I guess this is kind of like any genre.
Yeah.
And then, there's an umbrella of like rock country, and then there's red dirt country, there's 90s country, there's like train beat country, there's pop country. So when I first started listening to country, I listened to more of like the poppier stuff. And then I started kind of getting into like Miranda Lambert, and which is kind of more like rock country. And then I started listening to like Brad Paisley, Tim McGraw, which kind of mixes, I would say, like rock country with like a little bit of 90s country. So it kind of gets into more of like the 16th note kind of train beat stuff. But it wasn't until I would say honestly like 2 years ago that I really started listening to more of like the older stuff that has more of like I guess more of like to traditional country when you think of it, kind of like the more 16th note, like train beat stuff, kind of like the 90s stuff has a lot of that, like the 80s country. So that's kind of when I started listening to that. But I don't know. I would say the thing that is unique about country is, I don't know. I would say lyrically, I really enjoy country music too, because I just love how it tells a story. And I feel like with a lot of like really good country songs, it kind of brings you throughout like a journey throughout the song. And I like how the drums can definitely help shape that too. And then also, country incorporates blues and stuff like that. So you get your nice like chicka chaka chicka chaka, which I like. I think it's fun to play. So yeah,
Yeah, we have a lot of material for this streaming, and I want to start the class. Yeah.
yeah.
Can you show us, for start, show us a rock, country rock drum beat, and if
Okay.
you can, and if you can write on the YouTube chat maybe two or three singers or bands that you recommend for the people to start to listen to a country rock style.
Nice. Okay. Let me think of three. Okay. Brantley Gilbert, I would say. Um, older Miranda Lambert, and um, Hardy. Okay, I put 3 in. Those are some 3 good ones that you can listen to. Here, let me try and. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Sorry. Here, I'm trying to. I don't know if you'll be able to see my drums.
Yeah. Later, I'll talk about your drums. I want to talk about your snare drum also.
Oh yes. I don't. You'll be able to hear me though, because my drums are kind of like lower than.
No problem. Don't worry. Don't worry.
This is like, I'll just play something from like a like this is something from like a Brantley Gilbert song. So this is very like country rock kind of thing. Let me see.
Yeah. People, we cannot put the music together because the problems with authorial rights. Okay, so just drums for now. And if you want to hear Molly playing a real country drumming, you can subscribe to her YouTube channel and follow her here on Instagram. So after the country rock style, uh, which style for you is more representative when you start to hear?
I would say 90s country is, I think, really cool. Some like Brooks and Dunn, Shania Twain. She's a little bit more poppy, but she has a lot of country stuff. Dierks Bentley. I'm trying to think who else. Like Big and Rich. Yeah, I don't know. I would say like 90s country has a lot of like that's where you'll hear like the fiddle and the steel, and you'll hear like the banjo. You'll hear more of like the country instruments than like country rock is like very heavy guitars and kind of like syncopated bass patterns, like with the bass guitar and like the bass drum. That's where you hear like more syncopation. So yeah, but 90s country is really cool.
Yeah. So let's to the comments on YouTube for people that want to hear. If you see on the comments, I put your band, your tips for bands. So 90s country music. We
We'll
can put.
Let me think of 3 good ones. Big, Rich, and do Shania Twain.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's some of this. Yeah, you see it?
Yeah. Okay. So Shania Twain is very known here in Brazil because
awesome.
that track. I forgot the track, the name. Feel just like a woman.
Yeah.
It's so known here in Brazil. That kind of drum beat is like a shuffle.
Yeah, that's more like, I would say like Brooks and Dunn stuff. I would say it's like a mix of a shuffle, like it's just like a like this is like a popular song. Like something like that. It's kind of like a mix of like a shuffle, and then also like I would say even like a lot of like straightforward kind of stuff. So like another, like a lot of cross stick stuff. So like.
Yeah. So
it Yeah, it kind of mixes like 90s pop a little bit with like
Yeah,
country.
yeah. So after this, you can say us for us maybe top five country drummers, because here in Brazil we some people listen to country music, American country music, but here in Brazil we have a style that is called sertanejo. It's not like country music, but the singers here try to seems to be like country music.
Nice, nice. Let's
Yeah,
see. There,
I
yeah,
really like the country, your American country, original country. I don't
yeah.
like the Brazil country.
I'll have to listen to it. I've never heard of it. I'll definitely have to check it out.
Yeah, I would say you.
Man, there's like very few country drummers that I know of. I know like Rich Redmond is like the most famous one. He drums for Jason Aldean, and he plays on like a lot of the Nashville records. Because the thing about Nashville is what pretty much everyone has told me is like only very few people like actually record on the record. So it's kind of like the same people, like the same, 10 drummers that will drum on like everyone's recordings. And then they'll just send people out on tour. So they'll just send random drummers out on tour.
Really?
Yeah, that's what like everybody that I've talked to that works in Nashville says, which I was like, that's very interesting. But yeah, Rich Redmond is like the most popular one. There's another one here. Let me see what his name is.
So we want to see Molly Rose playing at with some artists. Do
I
you do
hope
you think?
so.
Yeah, do you think in maybe to move on to Nashville?
I want to. I live in Los Angeles right now, and I have only like probably like or I graduate at the end of June.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I don't know. I have like I'm starting to play with this country band in Northern California. So I probably, but that's kind of more of like a thing where I'll fly back and forth from wherever I am. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure my timeline, but I would love to go to Nashville. That would
Yeah,
be, I mean,
I
that's where
re-
the country music is.
yeah, because I have to say, um, I don't see any really country drummer, a female country drummer. If you know another, please tell me. But I think you have a good chance to start to recording and doing gigs. I have a friend
Yeah,
that are living in Nashville,
nice.
but she don't play a country. She plays more pop music, maybe um, yeah, more pop acoustic songs.
Nice.
But I think that you have so many chances to play with famous artists and maybe new artists in Nashville. Go
Yeah.
ahead, girl. Go to Nashville and invite us to see
Yes.
you play.
Yes, of course. Yes, definitely.
Let's talk about the train beat. The train
Okay.
beat is so famous here in Brazil because we play train beat at so many styles,
Very
including
nice.
rock, um, some kind of Brazilian rhythms. But the train beat is from country music.
Mm. Yes, I would say it's from country. I mean, you play it a lot in like blues type of stuff. But I guess like the very basics of it is just, your kick on, let me see. Like I guess however you want to count it. You can count it like your kick on 1 and 3 and your hi-hat on 2 and 4, or you can do your kick on downbeats and your hi-hat on upbeats. So like 1, and then just add in 16th notes just to start with, just plain 16th notes. I'll just play them straight. So like, let me, but the way I'm playing that is really straight. So the 16th
Yeah,
notes are very like da, 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 da. So if you're playing it with a metronome, it would line up perfectly with a metronome.
yeah,
But what you want to do is definitely kind of like in jazz, you You want to swing them a little bit, because country music is usually most of the time going to be swung. So you'll kind of hear like more along the lines of like 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. If I'm playing 8, that would be 8 notes right there. So kind of, but you don't want them to be completely swung, but you don't want them to be completely straight. So it's kind of, I guess I would say, just listen to the song and find like a good balance of, you know, finding the swung. And then just for starters, just do, if we're doing 8th notes now, it's like 1, a 2, a 3, then accent the upbeats. So, and then if you want to get fancy, you can start doing, you know, adding accents, I guess, wherever you want, kind of doing like, and then you can even add in some rolls. So like, kind of, I guess it's just experimenting. That's kind of what when I started kind of, I mean, I didn't learn what a train beat was probably for a while, because I guess when I first started liking country, I didn't really listen to that kind of style very much. But I would say it's listening to songs that have train beats in it and then trying to imitate it. That's like the easiest thing, I would say. So like some good songs for that would be like Chattahoochee. That has a great train beat with it. I play that one all the time. Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash. That one has a really great train beat. Let me see if I can think of another one. Those two, if I can think of another one, I'll think of it. But those are 2 really good ones to practice with.
Yeah, great. Train beat is very important to drummers to learn to play. And tell us about using brushes to play country, because I saw your videos and there are something about brushes.
Yeah. I actually just posted a video on my TikTok yesterday, and I was playing brushes to Traveling Soldier by the Dixie Chicks.
Yeah.
And I mean, personally, I don't play brushes very much. And because I mean, if you're playing like a bar gig or something, you're probably not going to bring out your brushes just because you're playing in a bar and people are loud, you know. So probably in like a situation like that, you're probably not going to use your brushes. But like in the video that I posted on my TikTok yesterday, it was more of like a live recording setting. So the drummer was using brushes and it sounded like amazing. So personally, I like to play traditional grip brushes. That's just, I mean, you can totally play matched if you want. I just like it. I just like it better. I would say kind of the same. Maybe to get it kind of more of a backbeat on this, I would kind of use like the metal part to hit the drum a little bit more. Like if you're playing jazz and stuff, I probably wouldn't do that too much. You know, if you're doing like a kind of thing, you're not going to be doing a ton of like backbeat stuff where you're really hitting the brush. But just to get a little bit more meat on the upbeats, I would probably hit a little bit of the metal part so that it can really come out. But I would say play it pretty similar to how you would play with sticks. You're just gonna kind of have to put a little bit of a lighter touch on it. Yeah, I'll play a little bit of
Really good. It's completely different flavor to the drum sound. I really like the sound of the brushes when playing a train beat. I really like. I was part of a band that I leave the band this year, maybe 1 month ago, because I'm playing with another band which have a completely full agenda.
Nice.
And in that band that I really love it to play, I played about 80 years, and I really use a lot of brushes, and I played a lot of train beats,
Nice.
mostly jazz, country oriented, like you
Nice.
did. I have to confess, I really destroyed my brushes.
Oh yeah.
I have to ask to Vickford to send me maybe 4 pairs, 2 pairs per year, because when I
Wow.
did like you did, playing with that part of metal, please show us your brushes.
Oh yeah, like this part.
Yeah, yeah. My brushes don't have this metal part. It's only rubber, and I really destroyed because not playing so hard, but because when you are playing train beats, you have to do some kind of groove accents like you did,
Yeah.
and you play sometimes you play in like a rim shots because brushes to have to the sound of the brush have to go through the band because people
Hmm.
don't hear the brush, correct?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a really cool demonstration. And please tell us when country music start to become more popular. Popular. I'm not
Hmm.
saying correctly. Yeah, correct. Um, there was drum kits, or there was just only percussion, like maybe like a washboard. I really want to know more about the counter drumming history.
Hmm. I know that it kind of came out. Man, I took a rock history class like probably like 2 years ago, and we talked about like the beginnings of country, and so I might get some of this wrong. So I'm not a historian, but
Okay.
it started. I know from what I can recall from most of the stuff I learned in that class is it kind of came out of like the Appalachian Mountains. So it was kind of like around the time of rock. Um, and I don't exactly know when the drums started, but for me, I know that I like you can listen to like Dolly Parton, which is kind
Mm,
of like some of like the really older stuff, but that stuff you'll hear is pretty much like if you listen to like really old country, um, it'll have like just snare drum, like just brushes,
yeah.
and it will have nothing else, like no other drum. Like it'll pretty much just have that. So that's kind of I think when drums started to get incorporated was just with like the snare drum and the train beat, and it sounds like it's just brushes. And
Mm,
then as it starts progressing, you start getting to like the Johnny Cash, which
mm.
is a little bit more of like a heavy snare drum kind of train beat, and you might hear like a bass drum, and sometimes you might hear like a little bit of cymbal kind of stuff. And then kind of in like the 70s and 80s, you'll start hearing a little bit more of like the more rock influence, or kind of like the heavier guitars and hits and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So um, I remember to see a movie called The Rose. Did you
Hmm.
saw this movie called The Rose?
No,
It's
I have
about
not seen it. Huh.
it's about a country singer, American country singer, country rock singer in the final 70s. It's called The Rose.
Oh,
Search for this movie,
okay, I
and
will. Yeah.
this movie you see the musicians playing with singer. It's like a country singer, female.
Mm.
The main actress, it was um, I forgot her name. I will send you the link
Yeah,
after
send it to me.
after,
Cool.
and you can see the drummer playing two bass drums, but not like we usually see the bass drums like that, like you
Okay.
bring
Mm.
the like this, better head and front head, but like this. the better head and top head, like a tone.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, did you see something? It was pretty common for the final 70s.
Huh.
Yeah,
Cool.
country drummer on the movie. I'll send you
Okay.
the link. It's very
Yeah, send it to me.
interesting.
Very cool.
So I want to talk a little bit about your equipment because I saw your video with your brand new snare drum, but I want to see your drum kit. We want to know more about your cymbals
Yeah.
and what kind of equipment do you recommend for people that want to play specifically country music?
Very
Show
cool.
us your drum kit.
Okay. So I have let me see. So I have well I'm at so I have okay, so I own, which is mine. I own a GMS drum set, which is they're a very small custom drum company from the East Coast. I don't even think they make drums anymore. But it's this really pretty purple. If you want to see it, you can probably scroll like really far on my Instagram and you'll be able to find it like very far down there. But the kit that you'll see in like all my recent videos, it is my school's drum set, and it is a PDP, and it sounds pretty good. I mean, a lot of people have played it because I'm not the first person to have these drums. Here, I can show you. I'll take a tom off and I'll show you
Okay, great.
a tom.
Take us from
Yeah,
yeah.
let me see. Yeah, so this is what they look like. They're this like shiny silver. And I
Mm.
have on all the heads, I have here, there you go. I have Evans G2s. Those are just what I like. And I actually just put a new pair on, so they sound pretty good. So I have a 10-inch tom, and then I have a 14-inch floor tom. But I usually only use one tom, and a lot of people that play country will only use one mounted tom too. It's like I see pretty much every country drummer will play with one mounted tom. But I'll switch out the 10 and the 12-inch just for
Mm.
whatever I'm feeling that week. Sometimes I'll switch it out. And then my snare drum, here, I'll show you guys. My snare drum is from this amazing company. Here, I'll show it a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah,
Wow.
there it is.
Amazing. So beautiful.
Yes, it is beautiful. It's from this amazing company called Outlaw Drums, and I met them at NAMM a couple years ago before like everything happened. Like the last NAMM that there was, I met Mike Outlaw there, and he makes custom drums in Georgia, United States. So that's where he makes them. And yeah, so he sent this to me a couple weeks ago, and it's made out of. He told me composite recycled wood. Didn't even know you
Really?
could make. Yeah, I didn't even know you could make drums out of composite recycled wood.
Yeah.
But how he makes his drums and where he finds the wood is he gets his wood from like old barns and stuff, or like old buildings that have wood, and then he'll basically recycle that wood, which is really cool. So he'll make drum sets out of like old redwood barns or old
Really?
buildings. So yeah, it's very cool. I haven't seen a company do anything like that. So that's why I was so drawn to his company, was because I've never seen anything like that before, and I love the innovation. So yeah.
Wow. And about so we have a comment here from Anna Barreiro, a friend of mine, great drummer,
Yes.
so fantastic drummer. She's saying, "I'm so proud of Molly. I learned a bunch watching this live." Yeah, me too, Anna. Thank you so much for being with us.
Yes, Anna.
Thank
She's
you.
actually my private drum instructor.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Wow,
she's
great
awesome.
drummer.
Yeah,
Awesome.
she's been my instructor for like 2.5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's awesome.
also drummer.
Yeah.
Fantastic and a fantastic person too.
Oh yeah.
So, about did you invite Outlaw Drums to see this training?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, can I? Oh, I don't know if I mean, I posted it. He saw that I was doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great, because it's so important.
Yeah.
So about your snare drum, it's
Yeah.
about the the depth. It's 14
by, here, let me get up. He actually sent me all the specs. Here, let me get it up. Yes, 14 by 7.
Yeah, it's very fat.
It's fat. Yes, I had like a 14 by 4, like, you know, like a little one.
Yeah.
So when I got this one, I was like, whoa, like it's very cool, because my other snare drum, I just tighten it up, you know, as tight as it can go, and it's poppy. But you know, this drum is awesome. It has a lot of depth and
great, fantastic.
I love it.
So do you prefer tuning your drums for more higher tension or more lower?
I would say higher. I usually will keep it higher just for the stuff that I play. But if I want to, you know, do anything that's lower, or I'm covering a song that kind of has like a lower pitched drum, I'll usually just throw on like a big fat snare drum head.
Yeah. Show us. It's so important.
This is like the donut one. This is I'm gonna say this is probably their best seller, because everybody has this one. But if you don't have one, you absolutely need one. Like, this is a must have. And I mean, you can get your snare drum sounding like this, you know, pretty high pitched, like, and then when you put this on, it already sounds a little bit lower and kind of muted. And then if I just loosen the snares a little bit, it sounds like a completely different drum. If you just loosen it up a little bit, like, it sounds a lot deeper.
Yeah, great. It's important. In Brazil, we don't have fat snare here because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
But we have a Brazilian brand that do something like the fat snare. It was a problem 2 years ago. It was a problem for fat snare and this Brazilian brand. But okay, let's move forward. Let's talk about your cymbals. I really want to know about your cymbals. Happiest.
Yes, my cymbals. I love my cymbals. They're my favorite thing about my drum set. So let's see. I have this beautiful 22-inch modern essential ride. It's the 602s, and this is actually Vinny Calito's line of cymbals. So these are the cymbals that he uses. So yeah, this one sounds really nice. Let me see. I also have a 22-inch light ride, which sounds great. It's a little bit washier, so it's really great for rock stuff. Like, I like to use it for like heavy, if I'm playing like a heavier rock song, I'll probably put that one on. Then I have a 22-inch master dark crash, or 20-inch, sorry. This thing is huge. Like, it's very big. You could use it as a crash ride too. I would say for my taste, if I was going to use this as a crash ride, I would put tape underneath it, because it's a little washy, but I love this cymbal. And then I also have the same one, but just 18-inch, and it sounds great. And then I have, right now, I'm using the 14-inch light hi-hats. These sound great. I mean, they're pretty standard. They sound, I would say they're very versatile. I use them for all types of music. And then I also have the 15-inch modern essential hi-hats, which it's from the same series as the Formula 602 ride. And those are big. They're 15-inch ones, and they're heavy, like, they're thick. So you can really get like a fat sound out of them. So those sound nice too. Yeah, and then I have a couple other, like, I have like a Swiss, like a 16-inch Swiss crash, which is the crash with the cymbals on it, and it's like an effect cymbal, so you could use that if you're playing some like metal stuff, you know. So I don't use that one a ton, but I will bring it out sometimes. I have a splash that I use. Oh, I have a 12-inch Formula 602 splash, which is from the same series, and I have that stacked with like someone gave me like an old Sabian cracked cymbal. So I have those stacked together for like a kind of like a snap or like a crack. So that's what I use for more like if I'm playing more like rap stuff or country rap, I'll use that. So that's
Country,
fun.
yeah, country rap.
Yeah.
Sounds like. Tell us about how it sounds.
Yeah.
Trap, country trap country.
Yeah. Yeah. So country trap is kind of like an umbrella off of country music.
Yeah.
And I would say there's more of like the kind of like the cheese. I don't want to, I mean, I'm going to say it, but kind of more of like the cheesier stuff that I would not listen to. And then there's more of like like definitely more of like the rap stuff that has like a really hard, like rap beat behind it, you know? And so sometimes like on my, I'll post this kind of stuff
Yeah.
on my Instagram too. But there's a couple artists that do more of like the rap stuff, which is it's pretty much just rap, but sometimes
Mhm.
they'll just rap about like country stuff, I guess. Yeah. So, but that's fun to add like real drums over. It's always fun to add. I always think it's really fun to add drums to songs that don't have drums, just to add your own style on it. It's fun. And most of them too, they use a live drummer.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like here in Brazil, the producers sometimes goes doing like a mix match. So mixing things is sounds. For example, here in Brazil, we have a style called pisadinha, and actually, it's nothing new. It's like another style, traditional style called baião or do you know baião? Maybe you
Oh
studied baião.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, another style called chachado and something like this. But for nowadays, the producers here did something like this. The band will be just a keyboard player, a singer, maybe a bass player, and two female back vocals. No,
Hmm.
no real drums. So we have something like the rhythm on the keyboards. Do you know that old keyboards like Casio or Yamaha that
Okay.
you start playing the bottom like rock drum one.
Oh yes.
Yeah, something like this here. It's so popular, but I don't really like about this. And about your
Yeah.
drumsticks, are you using Vater?
Yes, I use the Vader XL drumsticks, and these
Hmm.
are actually their shortest drumsticks they have. They're, I believe, 15 and a half inches, just around there. I'm trying to think if I have a normal size drumstick around, because
Hmm.
I can show you in comparison. Is this one? Mm, let me see. Oh, here. So in comparison, this is a hot rod, but it's like I think this is probably 16 inches. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little bit shorter than this one, a little bit. But yeah, compared to a like a 16-inch drumstick, this is it's pretty short.
Yeah.
Um, because I don't know, since I was young, I guess I've always kind of played with the drumstick in like the middle of my hand. So some people will tell you that's how I was taught. That's how one of my first drum teachers taught me was he used a shorter stick. And so he kind of got me into going with the shorter stick length. Some people will tell you, oh, you need to choke up on the drumstick. But if you're using a stick that's this short, if you choke up on the drumstick, I'm about to hit, like I'm going to start hitting my hand on the cymbal kind of thing. So it's just preference. But yeah, I love this drumstick. It's pretty much the only one I use. I use it for all styles. The 8A is really cool too. I have a couple pairs of 8As somewhere. So I'll use those every once in a while. But yeah.
Yeah, great. We have a comment here from Trap Shooter 25. I'm pretty sure I am I'm not the only non-drummer who is very interested in different types of drums. I love watching your lives. Hey, thank you, Trap. Thank you. Hi, Doris. How are you? Doris from Ecuador. Ecuador.
Oh, hello.
Yeah,
Very
great.
cool.
So let's talk a little bit about how to get uh, a real country gig in your city. How the things going on? Let's see. For example, the drummer had to be prepared with equipment, knowing to play different kinds of country styles. How do you prepare yourself to play your gigs?
That's actually a good question. Here, I'll show you something real fast. Um, so I actually got a call to play a country gig. I actually, this is funny, but I actually don't play much country out just because I live in LA. So I play in like a trap rap band. I play in like a pop punk band. I play for like a singer songwriter pop artist. So I don't get to play a lot of country, which is sad. But I actually just got a call to play for a country band in Northern California, and it's 40 songs. It's like half originals, half, I would say it's like originals, some rock music, some country rock, some like train beat country. So there's some blues, there's some like Stevie Ray Vaughan type of stuff. So it's a very wide variety of kind of like the blues, rock, country kind of thing. And so I only have like 2 weeks to learn them, and I have a lot of stuff going on in those 2 weeks. So what I started to do was make a bunch of shorthand charts. So I have
Yeah.
I have pages of shorthand charts right now. So what I'll do, so let me try and find a good song. Okay, so like I was doing a song that I've never heard before. I never heard this song. It's called You Don't Mess with Jim by Josh Turner. So basically what I'll do is, just because I don't have a ton of time and I want to just kind of be able to listen to the song maybe 3 times, and then like be able to go on stage and like hopefully play it. So basically how I make my shorthand charts is, I mean, you can make them pretty much any way that you want, but I'll map out the song. So this song, for example, is intro, verse 1, chorus, and then I have a repeat going back because I repeat it, and then verse 3, and then I have a build section, then I have a chorus, and then I have the outro. And so what I'll do in each of those sections is I'll put, verse times 8. Okay, so I know it's 8 bars, and before that I'll put the groove. So for this one, it's actually kind of like this one's kind of interesting because it's kind of like a New Orleans, kind of like a lazy train beat. So it sounds like a train beat, but it's very like lazy. So I tried to put some like, I don't know if you can really see that, but that's kind of a little bit of what it looks like. Probably a little bit hard to see, but I'll just write out like a measure of what I want, and then I'll put times whatever I need. And then any special parts, like there's like a build up. So I'll put build drums, and then I'll put eighth notes so that I know it's building up, and I'll put like a crescendo marking so that I can see like, oh, I got to build. So yeah, that's how I try and learn songs. Even if, like, let's say I'm doing a gig, like I did a show where I had to learn like about 10 songs. So I made nice charts for those. I didn't make shorthand charts. Like I made like a full page chart. I pretty much charted out everything I needed, much more in depth, because I wanted to sound, I mean, I had a lot more time. And since it was only 10 songs, I could go more into detail with the chart that I was making. So personally, I like to make charts just because I think that it saves you time in the long run instead of trying to memorize the song. I think looking at a chart and listening to it, you can learn it faster. So that's just how I do it.
Yeah, great. It's a value tip for the people that will be seeing this streaming after. And Michael Lumens is sending, wow, 100%. Yes, using charts or drum maps is so more easy to start playing professionally when you
Yeah.
don't have so much time to learn the music or no time to learn the music?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I would recommend it. And especially at school, because I'm still in school, we usually were given like full written out charts. Let me see if I have one. I should have one. Like we're given, full charts, which is really, I mean, if you have time to make something like this, where you
Yeah.
have everything notated really great, that's nice. But I mean, I actually made this chart, and I mean, this took me like an hour and a half to make. So I'm not gonna spend an hour and a half making a chart for a song, if it's just, oh, I have a show in a week. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Yes, amazing, fantastic. So many things that we learn on with this streaming. Thank you so much. So
Yeah, of course.
I have to ask you to tell us about your uh, five top female drummers for you. I know it's a hard task. I know, but I always ask for our guests.
For female drummers.
Yeah, top five.
Oh wow, okay. I mean, Sheila E, she's amazing. I have her drumsticks. Those were like some of the first drumsticks that I ever got were Sheila E. One of my favorites is Elijah Wood. She's
Yeah.
probably a little bit less well known. She is Shania Twain's drummer, and she's young. She started touring with Shania Twain when she was like 19, which is just absolutely mind blowing. Because if you check out Shania Twain's shows, she has a show in Las Vegas. So it is crazy, like full blown out show. Like it's hard. They play hard stuff. So she's probably one of my favorites. Let's see. There's another one that I used to watch her covers on. Oh, Jess Bowen, she's great.
Mm.
She plays for the Somerset. She's one of the first females that I started watching. Oh, there's this other female that I cannot remember her name, but I used to watch her videos a lot when I was younger, and she does a lot of like pop covers and kind of like pop punk covers. Um, yeah, that'd probably be the ones I can think of off the top of my head that I like.
Yeah, maybe did you saw some our streamings here on Instagram? Maybe your favorite drummers will be there.
Yes, I saw. I've heard of Lindsay Martin. I saw you guys did a stream with her.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I know that people will be saying in the future, "Oh, my favorite drummer is that country drummer, Molly Rhodes." No question, no doubts, no doubts. Yeah, be
Ah,
sure. On the future,
thank you.
I hope to see you playing in great venues, playing with great artists. No doubt
Yes.
about this. So we are finished our streaming. It was so amazing,
Yes.
and
Thank you
I
so much.
wish
Thank you for
know.
having me.
Yeah, our pleasure. There's something that you want to say for the drummers, the people here. Oh, yeah, Adrian, she's my favorite drummer.
Adrian,
Yeah,
yes. Thanks
yeah,
for
great.
coming.
Uh,
Yeah.
there's a
Man,
message. Sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I'm thinking. I would say that for me, it wasn't until probably like 2 years ago that I was really like, okay, like I have a passion and I'm gonna really focus my time and my energy on that passion. So if you're really passionate about like pop punk music and you want to be the next Travis Barker, then I would say listen to as much of that type of music as you can, and listen to as many of those kind of drummers and artists, and really just like immerse yourself in whatever genre. And if that's, you want to play all different types of genres, then do that. Like totally immerse yourself in all different genres. And I think that even for me, I don't just listen to country. Like at school, we are introduced to all different types of music. So like I've had to take jazz classes, Latin classes, New Orleans classes. I'm taking like an R&B class right now. So I would say it's definitely really important to learn other styles. And you don't have to be a master in those styles, but just understand those styles. because they'll really translate over to whatever style you really want to play. But like for myself, because I love country music and that's the way that I want to go, I've really spent the last couple of years just like immersing myself in that genre and listening to all different types of country, you know, the pop stuff, the really older stuff, like the 90s stuff. So I would just say that if you are really passionate about something, just really, I guess, just really immerse yourself in it and dedicate your time to it.
Great,
Yeah.
great. So great words for people here and for the next people that will be watching this
Yes.
streaming. It's so valuable for us. Thank you so much, Molly.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, our pleasure. Please stay in contact.
Yes.
We are planning to return with the special class here.
Very cool.
Special class is like a drum class for some people, and if you like to participate it, I will try to contact you for the
Yes.
next semester,
Of
maybe
course.
talking
Yeah.
about country drumming.
Of
Yeah,
course. Yes.
sounds good.
Definitely. I'd love that.
Yeah, great so much. Thank you for your patience. Thank you. Sorry for the time
Yes.
hour. Thank you for your
No.
patience.
No worries.
You are
Yeah.
so great, so lovely with us. Thank you so
Oh.
much. Thank you, people, for being here. Have a good night. See you next week with Ratashi, a Brazilian drummer that lives in Spain and play a lot
Very cool.
like Molly Rose and another great drummers that we bring for you. Thank you so much, Molly Rose.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye bye. See you.